All right, welcome back, COSN 10 folks. Professor Almeida here. It's Friday evening, July 8th. The sun went down, and I want to talk about week 5 starting Monday. And the reason for this is because my weekend's just going to be busy, and this is really the only time I have to make this video. Also, I try to do these videos in one take, so hopefully everything will be smooth sailing all the way through, because there is a lot of ground to cover. And with that said, let's make sure that we are staying up to date with our assignments. We're not waiting until the last minute, and we're certainly not leaving easy points on the table, especially with those check your understandings. Okay, they're not that difficult to do. Okay, support options, especially if you wait until the last minute. You can still meet together in real time using the Canvas live chat. You don't necessarily have to wait for me when I have office hours. You also have the open collab forum. But again, you really don't want to be waiting until the last minute, especially as we get into week 5. There's going to be quite a bit going on. All right, so with that said, let's take a look here in Canvas. We're going to be in the back half of the course, and this is where we start to turn up the volume. You'll see that there are 3 modules plus an exam. I want to start with Module 11 on IPv4. You have your check your understanding as usual, and then your 2 packet tracers. Let's take a look at the hints here. Now, before I go on with this hints page, Module 11 introduces a concept which I'm sure that most of you are going to find challenging. Okay, when I studied for my CompTIA Network Plus, this concept was a challenge, and it's subnetting. You absolutely need to know how to subnet IPv4 networks. Okay, you can expect to see subnetting in a certification exam near you, whether it's the CCNA or the CompTIA Network Plus. Okay, but you absolutely need to know how to subnet an IPv4 network. And if you're pressed for time, if you have a cheat sheet, you just draw out the same table that you did with binary conversions, and your octet will be split up into individual bits. So you'll have 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1. Okay, 2 to the 7, 2 to the 6, 2 to the 5, 2 to the 4. So make sure you understand where those numbers come from. In the NetAcad course content, make sure you watch the videos on subnetting and the magic number, because that's where that table is going to come in handy. You're going to have to know how many bits you're going to need to borrow in the octet and what that corresponding magic number is going to be. So for example, if you're borrowing 2 bits, okay, if you're borrowing 2 bits in the octet, then your magic number is going to be 64. It's basically where that last bit falls on that table. Okay, so make sure you watch the videos there. Okay, back to the hints page, and I've pretty much done the hardest parts for you, especially since it's a compressed class. It's just a matter of plugging and chugging. Okay, so for 11.5.5, you're creating a /26 network, and I give you the subnet mask right here. So again, all you're doing is plugging and chugging. If you need to review Cisco iOS with routers, go to Module 10, and then for switches, it's Module 2. You also have the cheat sheet. Hopefully you still have that cheat sheet handy. Okay, so I've pretty much given you your network IDs. So in this case with 11.5.5, the magic number is 64, and you'll notice that the ID here in the last octet, okay, the last octet increments by 64. And then for 11.7.5, you're creating a /27, okay, that's the CIDR notation. And the magic number here is 32, and again, notice that last octet, right, 0, 32, 64, it increments by 32. Okay, so that is Module 11. Module 12 covers IPv6. Again, you have a check your understanding plus 2 packet tracer labs. And here's the hints page. I pretty much give you the commands you need to run, but don't just copy and paste. Okay, make sure you know what you're plugging in. And then for 12.9.1, you just increment the addresses as shown. You can see the difference here in bold. And then finally, with Module 13, we go over Icmp. You learn how to use Icmp tools such as ping and traceroute. Again, check your understanding 13, 2 packet tracers, and this time you have walkthrough videos. So be sure to watch those. And then lastly, to finish out the week, you have your IP addressing exam, which will be activated on Monday, and it will go all the way through to July 24th. So that's pretty much it for the week. Again, a lot going on, so let's make sure that we are pacing ourselves accordingly. Don't let it pile up. All right, have a good rest of your weekend. Take care of yourselves out there, and I'll see you online starting Monday.